What's going on, guys? This is your boy Sunburger TV, and if you like the content, please hit the like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so that you won't miss any videos that your boy posts. Alright? Cool? Now, enough of all that talking. Let's get to what y'all came to see. Alright, state your name for the people who we got on Sunburger TV today.
Karlito Sway in the building, producer slash rapper slash artist, everything, man. Good to be here.
Okay, so say you mentioned you a producer, you an artist. What made you want to get into that? And when did you do it?
Well, since I was around the age of 5, I always had a musical background. I played in the church from a young age, but also I was influenced by hip hop, particularly in the 90s. The first album I ever heard of, despite my age, was The Chronic. And
Classic album.
Real classic album.
Oh yeah.
Yes. And I mainly listened to it for the production, because I heard Dr. Dre was a critically acclaimed producer, you know what I'm saying? So basically I studied that, and it made me want to start making beats. So, started with FL Studio, I think it was 10, and it was hard at first, but through tutorials and perseverance, I eventually mastered it.
When did you get into producing?
Around the age of 14, I think I was in 10th grade. And, back then everybody slept on the kid. They said, man, you need to be making beats. And, they telling me to pick a real career and all that. But I just didn't quit, man. And honestly, if I quit back then, I probably wouldn't have the accolades I have today. So, yes.
Okay, so so you say you got accolades. Speak on those accolades.
When it comes to accolades, I have produced for a lot of high-profile artists across the Montgomery region, like King South, Second Block Quay, a little bit of Hitmaker Q, and a list of other artists as well. King South, I've accumulated millions of views under him, so that was a good look for me. You know what I'm saying, proving that I have a sound that could go past just Montgomery, and it did. And we have stuff on the radio, Billboard charts, in the blues department. But I'm also fluent in R&B and trap music, so I'm not a celebrity, but I've done more than your average bedroom producer who just makes beats. So, yes.
Okay, so did you grow up in Montgomery?
I did grow up in Montgomery, yes.
What was it like growing up out here?
I mean, I always, since a little kid, I've envied other cities. Like, I've been to Atlanta, I've been up through New Jersey, I got family up there, and down in Florida. And everywhere I went, I'm like, man, why can't I live here other than the Gump? Like, Montgomery as a kid was always lame to me because we didn't have all the attractions. We didn't have, it was nothing to do.
That's true.
Go to school, go home, But hey, I mean, I survived it. I grew up on the south side. It was a hood area, but my particular block was relatively nice. But I was still surrounded by bad influences, yet I stayed on the right path. So, I kept a level head through it all. I think Montgomery was hit or miss, and it still is. It's getting better nowadays. We got new attractions coming. We already have a high-profile museum that's known worldwide. So I see a bright future for the city. Yeah, EJ. I actually worked there.
EJI.
Yeah. It was nice. It was a nice little spot, and we got more coming. So I think in the next 10 years, Montgomery is going to become a city I wouldn't mind staying in. So it's alright.
Yeah. Also, what projects you got out so far?
As far as projects, I only have one official project that's on all platforms. It's called My View by Karlito Sway, produced and recorded by me. And, I have a video out by the name of Bet It Up, shot by Kato the GOAT. Shout out to him, you know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much it as far as projects that I release goes. But I got more in the works too, I'm only getting started.
What are some hot songs on the track?
From a consumer point of view, the hottest tracks are Bet It Up, which is the intro, On the Way, that's the third track, and I believe Heartless. Heartless got a lot of play too, and those are my favorites as well. So, yeah, man, it's alright. It's a little something.
So what influenced you to make the project?
What influenced me to make the project was the fact that I'm more than just a producer, because the only reason I started to make beats anyway was because I couldn't afford to pay for beats. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm 14, I don't have a job. I mean, I played at church on the weekends a little bit, but it didn't pay me a whole lot. So I'm either at the mercy of YouTube beats or I gotta make my own. So I decided to make my own and become one of those self-made artists, similar to Kanye West or Dr. Dre or MF Doom, you know, RZA, people in the past who produced their own tracks. They inspired me the most. So that's why I had to make this project to prove that I can do more than just one thing. And not as many people take me seriously in the world of being an artist because you're supposed to be the beat maker, man. You know, like, why are you trying to rap? I'm supposed to rap. That's what they told me. But I want to prove that I can rap better than the people I produce for. And lyrical wise, I probably can. Not to toot my own horn, but you know.
Okay, so locally, what other producers like do you see yourself
Collaborating with? Well, honestly, I'm not really set on locally collabing anymore. Even though I'm cool with all these local producers, you know what I'm saying. My boy DJ Bravo, I will work with him. I've worked with Thrax Beats in the past. I would like to work with Red the Water. Who else? Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, aside from the small circle that I was affiliated with and still am, I'm really trying to expand. Oh yeah, the Union Music Group. I worked with them in the past as well, and I'm looking forward to more projects with them in the future. So yeah, Union Music Group, Trouble Gang, Red the Water, DJ Bravo. Who else? Trey Beats. He was the first producer I ever met in Montgomery. He kind of put me on the local scene in a way, whether he realizes it or not. But outside of those, you know, small groups, I'm really set to bigger and better things. I'm trying to get out of here. So.
Right. So that leads me to the next question. Like, what other like A-list artists or A-list producers do you see yourself working with? Like, cause you know you got London on the track. You got the Zaytovens of the world. You got Mike Will made it. Like what other producers?
Well, I would definitely love to work with Zaytoven. He's one of my biggest influences when it comes to making beats. I would love to work with Dr. Dre. I know he's not as young as he was or as relevant as he was music-wise, at least. I mean, he got the headphones. He's still a GOAT, still a mogul.
Yeah,
but
of course.
I would love to work with him. Kanye West, as crazy as he is, both Geminis. I feel like we would be perfect in the studio. We're both creative geniuses. So I would love to work with Kanye. Pierre Bourne. Pierre Bourne is a real dope producer. I like his sound because it's real unique. You know what I'm saying? It's like video games with a little bit of trap and a little bit of melodic side. Like, it's hard to describe, but I'm digging his sound a lot. As far as artists go, Bruno Mars. He's one of those old souls in the industry. I'm an old soul. I listen to music from the 60s, even the 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. I feel like we both would click real good. Anderson .Paak, he's really dope. I like Anderson .Paak a lot. Sir is a real good vibe when it comes to R&B. Brent Fires is fire. You know what I'm saying? Like, who else, man? That's pretty much it. I mean, because if I'm being honest, nowadays I don't listen to too much recent music as I used to, mainly because a lot of it sounds the same, and like I really just resort to throwbacks. So aside from the few A-list artists that I will want to work with, I'm mostly set on making my own sound and bringing something old and new to the game, and using elements from the past and the present to make the future.
Who are your top 5 artists
that's in the game now, or of all time?
Let's do like now. Never moved all the time.
That's hard, because like I said, I don't listen to too many current artists, but from the ones I have heard, I would say Lil Baby is definitely on fire right now. You can't really deny that.
Yeah.
Drake is at the top of the game. You really can't deny that either. Kendrick Lamar. As slightly disappointed as I was by the recent album, it wasn't as good as I thought it would be, but I still like it. And you know, he's still one of the top lyrical artists in the game. You got J. Cole, and who else, man? It's the one dude that's like real hot right now.
Wayne.
I mean, Wayne,
Well, no, he's not.
Yeah, he's not as much as he used to be.
No,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Well,
He alright, you know what I'm saying?
who else I can think of? Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, Lil Baby.
Who else, man?
Oh,
I'm trying to think. What's the dude that made that song? Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah, Jack Harlow. He's a pretty dope artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's gonna bring something new to the game in the future going forward. I can definitely fuck with him. Yes.
So what about all the time? All the time.
All the time. That's a hard one too because it's more than just 5 that I really fuck with. Pac is definitely one of them. You know what I'm saying?
No denying that, no question.
Yes, yes. Believe it or not, Michael Jackson, definitely one of the greatest of all time. I gotta put Prince in there because he was remarkable as a producer and songwriter and artist all together, you know what I'm saying? So he's pop oriented. Who else? I might get a lot of flack for this. Listen to Elvis. I do. He set the foundation for what's going on in the game right now. Some people may say he stole rock and roll and all that, but I just saw the movie that he just dropped. But even before that, I was a fan. I don't really listen to I don't listen to all the hate that he gets because a lot of it is not really verified, you know what I'm saying? You know, but he really set the foundation for not only rock and roll, but other genres going forward, you know what I'm saying? Who else?
You had mentioned Elvis, though, because I've heard like some people say he was the greatest rock and roll singer of all time. But then you have Chuck Berry.
Well, here's the thing. Here's a part of the debate. There were people before him that created rock and roll, right? Because rock and roll was originally black music. They called it race music back in the day. It was really rhythm and blues, and they were on their own charts. Like they didn't even play them on the radio. Elvis was the tool to bring rock and roll to a worldwide audience. When you think about it, you see that's the importance that people don't want to give him credit for.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for him, rock and roll would have stayed off the radio because black music was exclusive and white music was like pop ballads and all them slow dances and shit. And not only that, but Elvis bridged the gap between not only black and white music, but black and white culture.
Kind of like what Chief Keef did with drill.
Yes, exactly. Like it's like a culture thing, you know what I'm saying? Because you know you got to introduce it to a wider audience. You know the reason why music is popular today as it is because that white audience was introduced to our swag. You know what I'm saying? It just had to happen, and when you had that happen, they were more likely to mix and mingle. Because I saw this in that movie, that Elvis movie, and a few movies in the past. At rock and roll concerts in the 50s, it was segregated. You had a white section and you had a black section. But the music was so good and the vibe was so right, they broke those barriers and started dancing together. That set the foundation for genres like funk to be created. Disco. What did disco and funk evolve into? Hip hop. You feel me? It's a butterfly effect. You feel me? You got to know your music history because it's all connected, man. You know. So, you know, I mean, he had his own songwriters. He wasn't as original with lyrics. He did sing a few old songs to pay homage, but he grew up in the hood too. He came from the struggle. He lived in black neighborhoods. He went to black blues clubs. He didn't do this to steal. He was just a part of the culture, kind of like Eminem was. Eminem was white, but he grew up in black areas in Detroit. He didn't steal hip hop. He was a part of it. He just happened to be the outlier because he's white. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah, man. Like, I feel like everybody should be more open-minded and realize the cultural significance of Elvis Presley. Despite some of the things you've heard, like the Priscilla thing, he met her at 14. That's a different story. As far as history shows, they didn't get married until she was 22. So, you know, it was all good, man. You know what I'm saying?
But you being a producer, I mean, like, do you think like producers don't get enough credit, like just because y'all work behind the scenes?
I really do.
Cause you know, like a great producer like Zaytoven, I think he should get way more credit than what he get because like he's made some dope songs, like some dope beats for a lot of A-list artists. So yeah, so what you think about that?
Well, I feel like nowadays the producer is way more important than the artist. There was once upon a time where the producer was overlooked because, you know, they're behind the scenes. People want to see the artist. They want to see the artist sing. They want to see the artist rap. They really don't care about who's behind the scenes unless the producer makes an image for himself and puts himself out there. But nowadays, the beat kind of does more for the song than the lyrics. People don't even focus on lyrics anymore, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's true.
So, like, I feel like producers are finally getting the credit they deserve, you know what I'm saying? So, I feel like in the future it's going to get even better. Like, you got the tags, the producer tags. That's the first thing you hear on the beat. Hey, you want to cook up, bro? Say it to him.
Yeah.
You know,
Turn me up, Josh.
Weezy out of here.
Yeah.
You know, he's really dope too, by the way. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, the producer is finally getting his flowers. Now, locally, I don't think producers, I mean, I guess it depends on the producer. If you put yourself out there, they're gonna fuck with you more, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm kind of introverted. I don't be out there too much face-wise. I mean, you're gonna hear my tag everywhere almost in the Montgomery music scene, but I don't really put myself out there. So a lot of people don't really look at me as a highly regarded part of the movement. But that's just Montgomery though. You know, elsewhere we are more appreciated, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so let's talk about Autotune.
Autotune.
Okay, so what impact do you think Autotune has had on the industry as a whole?
I think it has a horrible impact on the industry.
Oh wow!
Because
why is that?
It took away authenticity. Like, once upon a time, people sang. You didn't need no pitch correction. You had to have real talent to get recognized, and therefore, you had that top 5% of overall artists who made music good. But when Autotune came along, it made it possible for just anybody to hop on a track and blow up with the aid of pitch correction, which is what Autotune is. And that kind of diluted the pool of talent when it comes to the music industry, because real, genuine talent is rare to find nowadays. Like, you don't even gotta sing anymore. Like, all you gotta do is hold a slight melody with the Autotune and people gonna bump it. And I mean, that's okay. You know, if I was an Autotune star, I would be lit because, hey, it's so easy. All I gotta do is let Autotune do the work for me. I'm getting money, I'm rich. I wouldn't be mad at all. But as far as the true artistry of music goes, it's bad in the long run because it ruins the perception of the listener. They're so used to Autotune that that's what they're gonna expect every time. Not only that, it makes music more homogenized because literally everything sounds the same in some form or fashion. That Autotune is one of the factors that make it sound the same, along with the same 808 patterns, the same hi-hat patterns and snares and all that, the same cadences. Like, there's no true creativity anymore when Autotune comes to the picture. That's why Jay-Z made that song, The Death of Autotune. Unfortunately, Autotune didn't die after that happened. It kept going and it's continuing. I mean, every time I record artists, because I'm an engineer too, all they want is Autotune. But I'm like, man, come on, man. Like, it's not gonna do all the work for you. You still gotta have some kind of talent to use it. You know what I'm saying? And like, why can't you try to do it without it? But if I do it without Autotune, they're gonna sound terrible. You know what I'm saying? So basically, you have a lot of less talented people getting the chance to blow up, which is good for the talented person. Well, it's good for the talent, but not good for the music industry overall. I would say that.
Okay, so what advice would you have to? What advice would you give to all like other producers and other artists that's trying to do what you trying to do?
It's a hard one because I'm not as successful as I want to be yet, so I really can't speak for ultimate success. But I will say, be original. Network, please network. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't stay boxed into your local area. Venture out. Try to meet new people because those new opportunities are going to put you in places you can never imagine. Like in Montgomery, everybody in the Montgomery music scene is in a little bubble, you know what I'm saying? Like, and they feel like if they're at the top of Montgomery, they made it. Oh, I'm a star. Oh, I got all the hoes. But the truth is,
right.
You ain't did nothing. you ain't did nothing, because the 334 is a small area code. The 334 area code compared to Atlanta is a speck. Atlanta alone has 5 million people in this metro area. Alabama, the state of Alabama has 5 million people as a whole. So you're talking about a fraction of a state versus bigger metropolises, you know what I'm saying? So do me a favor and get out of the bubble, you know what I'm saying? Also, if I had advice for producers, build an artist, you know what I'm saying? Like, find somebody you really believe in that can really do something, and build them from the ground up. Don't let them use you. Don't let them take advantage of you, because that will and has happened to me before. It can happen, you know what I'm saying? I've seen it where an artist get a producer and they think they can get all the free beats in the world, or they can get a majority of the percentages when it comes to splits and all that. Like, make sure you do business the right way when you're dealing with it, but at the same time, build an artist, because that's going to increase your likelihood of getting noticed in other areas, you know what I'm saying? You build this artist up, that's your resume right there. Most people who have resumes and regular jobs, they got to put hella time in, years in, and all that. But if you make beats for the right person, it's going to speak for itself. So yeah, I say build an artist, man.
Okay, man. Well, I appreciate your time, bro.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank
Yeah,
you,
man.
sir.
Yeah,
It's a
man.
pleasure.
Yeah, man. You drop some good gems for the people out there watching, man.
Oh yes, man. It's all love, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to follow me on social media? Go to Swayway_334 on Instagram. And on Facebook, you can just find me as Karlito Sway. That's with a K, not a C. I'm not talking about the movie. Karlito Sway, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, check me out. I'm just a regular guy trying to do something big, man. I'm different from the average cat, especially in Montgomery. I stick out like a sore thumb, but hey, it's all me, so.
Yeah, that's what I meant to ask you, man, about your name. Yeah, what that name Karlito Sway came from?
Karlito Sway. My homeboy Thrax used to call me that when I came into the studio. I didn't know why. I guess he was just playing, but it had a nice little ring to it. Karlito Sway. So I said, hey,
Karlito Sway.
Let's make that happen. And before Karlito Sway, it was Verb. That was my name, you know what I'm saying? That's what everybody called me. And that has a whole nother backstory.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. Got a little ring to it.
All right, man. Like I said, man, we appreciate your time, bro. Yeah, it was a good interview.
It really was, man. And I'm looking forward to more of these in the future with whoever.
All right, man. Thank you.